But let's get into our HBCU spotlight, and it's aimed directly and shining brightly on Miss Cori Bostic. She is FAMU's first female drum major for the Marching 100. Dun, 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 dun. Break it down now. Dun, 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 dun. Man, football is in the air. I know you smell it. Ooh, football is in the air. So Cori Bostic has stepped from the piccolo section and moved to the front of Florida A&M University Marching 100. On Tuesday, FAMU Director of Bands Shelby Chipman took to social media to announce Bostic has been named the drum major, the first woman to hold that position in the nationally recognized band's 72-year history. Cori! Chipman also announced Wednesday that Joshua Hunrow and Markel Bowen will be joining Bostic as new drum majors. FAMU President Larry Robinson tweeted, "Congratulations, Cori Bostic. You're marching into Rattler history." Kevin Lawson, chairman of the FAMU Board of Trustees, also reported, "This is a historical day, and I am proud to be associated with the university as we welcome our first female drum major. Go Rattlers." Members of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority held this historic achievement of their sorority sister on Facebook. Bostic, a resident of Lithonia, Georgia, is a junior broadcast journalism student. Her ties to FAMU and the Marching 100 run deep. Her parents are both FAMU graduates and former members of the Marching 100, according to a Facebook post. Her father, Cori Bostic, is a band director in DeKalb County, Georgia, and her mother, Lenise Yvonne Bostic, is a school principal in the Atlanta area. Bostic was a member of the Southwest DeKalb High School Band, where she was also a drum major. Cori stepping into history. And you know, hey, man, when you become a drum major of the Marching 100s, that's more pressure than being a quarterback of the football team. That's more pressure than Tom Brady. I'm just saying, one time for Cori, man, proud of you, Miss Bostic, for making that historic step. But I do have a question. How the hell is she the first woman to be a drum major in 75 years? How in the hell is she the first drum major in 75 years? You've been there 75 years, and this young lady is the first one. Now, I'm happy that she's drum major. This is nothing against her. I'm just asking in a general overall question from the university and the band thing and all these things here. How is she the first female drum major? I just want to throw that out there. How and why is she the first female drum major in the history of the band? I'm sure she's not the first woman who was qualified to be a drum major. But nevertheless, shout out to you, Miss Bostic. And I know some of y'all might be like, hey, man, why he talk about the drum majors and stuff with the band and stuff? This is a sports show, the HBCU spot. Hey, man, in HBCU football, the band is a sport. That's sport. And that's part of football. And if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass and Miss Cori Bostic ass. Because, goddamn it, we showing her some love right here on the Fixed Sports Podcast. So, from me, Joseph Ward, to you, Miss Bostic, and the FAMU Marching 100, you like to get up on your feet. Woo-wee! Dun-dun-dun. Dun, 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 break down now. If you ain't never been to no HBCU football game, you need to go to an HBCU football game. They be so live. All I got to say is it's going down on the campus of Ohio State University, because not only is the sexual assault scandal going on, but Urban Meyer has been placed on a paid administrative leave. Of course, you know, he a white man, so you got to get that paid administrative leave. But he placed on paid administrative leave for basically being caught lying about knowledge of 2015 domestic violence allegations and other allegations of domestic violence from an assistant coach. And the assistant coach was the grandson of the coach who gave Urban Meyer a chance to be a coach. So it's those sentiments in there, right? So weekly rant, man. Urban Meyer, you lie. Urban liar. Urban liar. Urban liar. Urban liar. So let me give you some details. Iowa State has placed head football coach Urban Meyer on administrative paid leave in the wake of reports that he lied about having knowledge of the 2015 domestic violence allegations surrounding an OSU assistant coach. OSU issued a statement saying the university is conducting an investigation into these allegations. During the inquiry, Urban Meyer will be on paid administrative leave, right? Ryan Day will serve as acting head coach during the investigation. We're focused on supporting our players and on getting through this expeditiously as possible. Meyer, one of the highest paid coaches in college football, also issued a statement saying athletic director Gene Smith and I agreed that being on leave during this inquiry will facilitate its completion because your ass is lying. This also allows the team to conduct training camp with the minimal distraction. I eagerly look forward to the resolution of this matter. Yeah, right. The man at the center of domestic violence allegations is old pussy-ass Zach Smith, who was a wide receivers coach for the Buckeyes for years. And remember, I told you Urban Meyer fired, but right. Smith was fired on July 23rd as he was charged with criminal trespassing after dropping their children off at his ex-wife Courtney's home during the May 12th incident. The court granted a domestic violence protective order against him. Smith's ex-wife, the alleged victim, claims she told Urban's wife about the alleged abuse, but Urban took no action then and lied about having knowledge of the situation when she asked Big Ten Media Day. Courtney has alleged Zach has reportedly abused her physically since 2009. She also produced text messages to college football reporter Brian McMurphy, which showed a conversation between Courtney, the wife of former OSU coach, and in which Courtney was asked, assured Urban was addressing the issue with Zach. All the coaches' wives knew, Smith told McMurphy. They all did, every single one. I do believe he knew, and instead he chose to help the abuser and enable the abuser and believe whatever story Zach was telling everybody, Smith did. Courtney also laid out the allegations in an interview with the media outlet Stadium, and this is a video about that. So, Urban, you lied, and we keep remember these are the type of motherfuckers that people put their children in the hands of and say, hey, take care of my son and make him a man. And y'all wonder why so many fuckboys out here these days. It's so many fuckboys out here because the issue of being a fuckboy has never been addressed in the first place. So men from the era of Urban Meyer was fuckboys too, and granddaddies and great-granddaddies and great-great-granddaddies. Fuckboyness has been out here for a minute, but it's never been checked or addressed. So that's one thing I do like about this day and age now, and a lot of women now, they are checking the fuckboyness, but in order for domestic violence to be at such a alarming rate as it is now, it has to be embraced, or basically it has to be embraced by our culture, by our people. And the people have to make excuses and enable this type of behavior to exist. And that's what happened. So, classic example, Urban Meyer knew Buddy was being domestically violent to his wife. Urban Meyer knew about it. Urban Meyer's wife knew about it. Come on, you mean tell me Urban Meyer and his wife didn't pillow talk about that? They talked about everything, but not that. Come on, man. So Urban Meyer's wife knew that Buddy was beating his wife and they ain't tell nobody. All right. She ain't say nothing to Urban. They wasn't laying down. They wasn't laying down having conversations about, hey, man, you know, fuckboy over there beating his wife. Urban like, nah, fuckboy beating his wife. Yeah, fuckboy beating his wife. And so Urban didn't know. Bullshit. Zach Smith. Zach Smith, bitch. Urban Meyer, bitch. Urban Meyer, remember, Urban, bullshit follow Urban Meyer. They said during Urban Meyer's time at Florida, over 31 players were arrested. Urban Meyer has a toxic environment. Remember, this is the same environment that produced Aaron Hernandez, who turned out to be a murderer. Turned out to be a man who had severe CTE, but was also a murderer. Wow, Urban. That's how you get down, Urban? Urban Meyer, that's how you get down. That's how it happened under your watch, right, Urban? Because you a despicable piece of shit. That's why. You're a despicable piece of shit, Urban Meyer, for being a part of this. Understanding everything that's going on, and as a man and as somebody who's supposed to be setting an example for other men, you turned a blind eye to domestic violence. You had a chance to actually help homeboy. So not only are you a despicable person, you're a horrible friend. You're a horrible friend, and you're a horrible person, because if you love that man granddad so much, you should have got that man some help. You should have fired that man from the team then and been a friend and got that man some goddamn help. But you didn't. You enabled the domestic violence to continue, which means you ain't shit yourself. Urban Meyer, you a fuckboy. You ain't shit yourself, man. You're a despicable person. You're a horrible friend and a horrible person. And, I mean, you can coach football, but you ain't shit. I mean, that's what it is. You can coach football, but you ain't shit. And that's really what it boils down to. Like, they need to fire you. You know, usually I don't call for people's positions, but they need to fire you because, I mean, just to be fair, you know, they fired Jim Tressel for less. They fired Jim Tressel for the scandal with the players selling merchandise and stuff like that with Terrell Pryor and all this cat stuff. Jim Tressel got fired for that. And that wasn't even real stuff. He got fired for that. And Jim Tressel also had a national championship, but he was fired for that, which compared to this is nothing. It's bull. What Jim Tressel got fired for was straight trash compared to this. This is some real life stuff. This is some real oppression. That's real oppression. That's real abuse. That's real abuse. Like, he controlled the environment. He literally controlled that environment. It was systematic. That shit was systematic. Like, everybody, like, they knew he was whooping that lady ass, and ain't nobody helped him. Urban Meyer, you a despicable person. Everybody who was involved and knew about it and didn't do anything to help that lady get out of that, y'all some horrible people. Horrible. Hey, parents, remember, these are the programs that you're sending your kids into. You better check people out all the way, man. You better check people out all the way. These are the men who are in charge of your sons. These are the men who are in charge of your sons and daughters. When you and the women too, because some women involved in this too. Urban Meyer wife and all these people. Because nobody really tried to help the lady, right? So these are the people that you send your children to at the age of 18 to mature into adulthood. And in order to have competent, healthy citizens who know about healthy relationships and want to foster healthy relationships and create healthy environments, they can't be raised up under fuck people. Can't be raised up under people like Urban Meyer, who's a straight classic fuck boy. You know what I'm saying? That can't happen. Because when that is happening, we got an issue. Oh, man, we got an issue. We got a real big issue. Because the cycle of domestic and sexual violence will not end. Think about what I'm talking about now with Ohio State, and think about the previous story. At Ohio State, on the wrestling team and on the football team, motherfuckers covering up sexual and domestic violence. Wow. On one end, men being sexually violated, and on the other end, a woman being domestically assaulted. Wow. It's going down at Ohio State. That's all I'm saying. It's going down on Ohio State, and a lot of these places are very, very, very unhealthy environments. What's going on in the Big Ten? What's up with the Big Ten Conference in sexual assault? What's up with sports, the landscape of sports, football, and the sexual assault and domestic violence? I'm tired of doing these goddamn stories, but they keep popping up, and we got to keep addressing these things, checking these things, and holding people accountable. But I will say this. Don't be the man out there trying to hold other men accountable if A, you don't hold yourself accountable, and B, you don't try to get into the community and help men become better people. I got a big problem with a lot of you men out here trying to call yourself big, the men who hold each other accountable, the men who are the good men in the community, and yet all you do is talk. All you do is talk. You have no record of you being in the community actually showing young men how to become better men. So if that's all you're doing, you keep your talk. Nobody cares about what you're saying, because what you're saying will not change anything. Get your ass into the community. Get off your platform sometimes. Get your ass into the community. Either start a program or become a part of a program to show these young men how to become better young men, to teach these young men the difference between what is consensual sexual situations and unconsensual sexual situations. Teach these young men how to control their anger so they won't end up in domestic violence situations. If you ain't doing that, you full of it. For Urban Meyer, Zach Smith, and everybody else involved, y'all some nasty people. Y'all some nasty crackers, man. Nasty people. Ooh. And they do that to them. They do that to each other. Imagine what they do to us. Think about it. If they do that to each other, that gives you more of a mindset of why white folk treat us the way they treat us. Look at how they treat each other. Why wouldn't they treat us like dirt? If they treat each other like shit, why wouldn't they treat us like dirt? Think about it. Think about it, black folk. Let's think about it. Urban Meyer, hey man, you deserve to be. They need to let your pussy ass go, man. Ohio State need to terminate you ASAP. And the fact that they're still thinking about it is crazy, because now we got evidence to show that your ass lied. Yeah, you've really earned that name, Urban Liar. And Florida fans gonna let your ass have it. I know they happy, but Florida fans don't like you because the Florida State fans don't like you. The Florida State fans really don't like you. They want to start calling you Urban Liar, but Urban Liar will follow you. Hey man, you need to get the hell up out of college football coaching, because right now, Urban Meyer, you ain't in the position. You're not mature enough to be raising nobody else. You're not mature enough to be considered a positive male role model in any child's, in any person's life, in any young man's life. You're not mature enough for that. Because you ain't even willing to help somebody who you know is being abused on a regular basis. You know this lady's being abused on a regular basis, and you don't even want to help. Because I owe his granddad a solid, man, catch a solid dick.